What's good, everybody? It's your boy JSX4 here, and today we're finally starting the Season 3 of the Kokatsu story. You have found yourself in a weird side of YouTube where fiction becomes reality, where I become comic historian, where I basically steal his stuff. I'm just like... Imagine though. But nah, today we'll be doing Kokatsu story. This is a series that's been going on for the channel for a long little time now. Ever since the beginning of this year, really. And basically it's a story where I go into the anime world and deal with a bunch of stuff that Junko wants to throw at me. Yes, the same Junko from Danganronpa. For the last season that we left off, obviously it was about getting Koneko back, getting to kill Issei, and pretty much saving the DXD girls, which we all managed to do. However, there was some, trouble going into it outside of that situation to come back home. Yes, we did get to come back. However, me and Koneko is split up from the group, which means now we have to deal with probably some other nonsense that's about to happen. And I'm a Shota for whatever reason, so that's also a problem that we have to honestly answer. So, without any further ado, let's begin Season 3 of the Kokatsu story. And so, we started with Kodako, and basically she's all like, "Now Yukari!" And so basically Yukari casts a wristband to both arms of Koneko and Jay, and they just clamp on and they just beep and go ahead and just basically be ready to set up some crazy nonsense. So I'm just like, what the hell is this? I wouldn't remove it if I were you, or leave this place, because if you do, boom! And so I'm just like, you strapped a bomb to us? And so Kodako's just like, indeed, what do you think? Pretty smart for a new leader of the Neo Warriors of Hope. And I'm just like, new leaders? And so Kodako's just like, yeah, the last time that group was a thing, it didn't work out. But since I'm the leader, everything is going to be more smoother. Now that this universe is split, I don't have to worry about the demons overrunning this place. A true paradise for kids. And Koneko just like, what do you mean the universe is split? And so Yukari basically explains how this all works. She's just like, I cast a spell to split the universe of adults from children. Now kids can have their fun without worry. But I don't expect you to understand how possible this all is. And so Kodako just like, I was gonna get rid of you personally, Jay, but Junko wanted you around for some reason, so I just changed you into a kid. You should be grateful. I see the demon. Now you'll never grow up. And I'm just already just annoyed by this. Like, first of all, I already went through going through hell trying to save Koneko. Second of all, killing Issei, while nice as that was, it was a 30-minute beating of some ass, so I am hella tired at this point. So I'm just like, you know what? Enough of this. I'm finna fix this right now by decking Kodako in the face and getting that girl to change everything back. But obviously that will be way too easy. So Kodako just like, night night Yukari. And so Yukari casts another spell on Jay and Koneko, and now they're all very sleepy. And so I'm just like, damn, ugh, not now. And so Kodako just like, consider it nap time, but none for me, since I have things to attend to. Oh, and I may not be much of a fighter, but there are many ways to hurt someone without fighting. And yeah, Jay basically went to sleep, as well did Koneko. So that's not a great start. Anyway, now we get to Act 2, and just roll with me on this one. So, somewhere in a dream, a young girl is fighting an endless war. She's just basically like panting and super tired about what's going on, and so she's like tapping her ears for communication, and she says, "This is number 11 of the Yuzaki Association. Can anyone hear me?" And no response, just straight static on the other side. And so the girl is just like, they really did all die, huh? Well, shit. And she just leans onto basically the wall. And so she's just like, I guess dying here isn't all that bad, I guess. Although, I wish I could have been more helpful to everyone again. At least letting people be able to take it easy one more time would have been great. And she starts passing out, basically. And the last thing she says is basically, I wish I could be like him. And that's the end of Act 2. We get to Act 3, basically, and now I'm back to being an adult in somewhere in some different place. But now, I'm just waking up again, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Wait, Madaka? And so Madaka ends up being on the other side of the room, on the other side of the chair, basically. And Madaka's just like, it's been a long time since we sat and had some tea together. How long has it been since we discussed in this way? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just know this must be in my mind again. And Madaka basically is just nodding and agreeing. She's like, indeed. We built a strong connection over the years, to the point we can speak telepathically to each other when it's needed. In a way, and I'm just like, in a way, it's like you're calming my mind down. Seems like you needed this more than ever. So I'm just like, that's good and all, but do you know what happened to us? Like, where are we? What's going on with this entire thing right now? And so Madaka just like, it's as Yukari said, the world is split from adults and children. Your friends are safe on the other side, but I fear this despair is growing even greater. And I'm just like, yeah, I can tell. It's been affecting me too. But I have to keep using it for obvious reasons. And so Madaka's just like, I'm aware, but there is another matter to be speaking of. When you teleported back here, to this world, you were in despair. I don't know how or when it started, but I've seen effects in some ways. My emotions are more impulsive than normal. And so I'm just like, I believe the despair is, and I'm just like, and I'm still kind of just like, in this way, I'm just like, I see. And so Madaka's just like, I believe the despair is reaching me too. Maybe I didn't call this meeting for just you, but for myself. And I'm just like, what do you mean? And so Madaka's just like, I feel incredibly angry. For no reason at all. It feels forced. And I can't calm down. And then she just enters war god mode. And she's just like, I feel like killing someone for no reason. It's as similar to what I felt against Kumagawa or Unzen. And I'm just like, war god mode. And I'm like, don't tell me in the other reality you're raging around right now like that. And so Madaka's just like, that's exactly what's happening. And so then she finally powered down a little bit. And so she's just like, I have no way of stopping myself. Not a clue at all. Well, if you are causing trouble, I think I know someone who could help you out. And Madaka's just like, oh, is it one of the girls? And I'm just like, yeah, I believe one in particular can stop your rampage. So I'll make an executive decision as student council president and leave it to her. And so basically Madaka's just like, I see. Then I look forward to my savior. And so she looks behind Jay and sees two figures behind him. And so she's like, well, I believe our discussion is up. We didn't even get to drink our tea. And so Raven out of nowhere, just like, you can say that for an actual chat. And then Miss Alice Alucard comes out of nowhere beside Jay as well. And she's just like, besides, staying here isn't going to change anything. And so Jay is finally realizing, oh wait, these two? He recognizes those voices behind him. He's just like, wait, whoa, what is happening right now? And so Madaka is just like, my, we are both a handful when it comes to our friends. Let's depart for now. But remember, Jay, you're the president now, so act like it. And show me you have what it takes. So yes, in case y'all are wondering, I did get permission, obviously, to put Alice into this story. And, you know, she's the second guest VTuber to be thrown into the story. So, you know, give her a round of applause. Honestly, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, but it is what it is, honestly. So, you know, if you want to follow Alice on her social media, please do. Now we get to Act 4. Now we're getting to see the other side of the universe, the adult side of the universe, where it's split up from. Everybody is starting to come back, basically, from where everybody was disappeared back into their own worlds because of what happened with Jay trying to come back and how, again, as you know, the despair, if someone comes to another world in despair, random things kind of happen. That's why some of these characters are back in the safe haven. So Toko is just like, what do you mean they're in a replica universe? And Kyoko was like, it's as I said, Jay and Konako were sent there because of that girl's magic. Based on what we discussed, it's a possibility. And so Toko just like, so what do we do? You out of ideas? And so Kyoko just like, stop acting like you know the situation. You miss him just like the rest of us. Now, I'm not exactly positive, but it would take a ton of power to cross over to that reality. But even then, there's still no guarantee. I wish I could have prevented him from this. He's probably suffering. And so Toko starts drooling about what type of torture I'm probably going through, which, you sick bitch, oh my gosh, I am literally trying to figure out how to get back, and here you go, thinking about some weird shit. I am not Byakuya. You are not gonna think me this way, you dumb whore. Anyway, Toko starts trying to think about some things honestly, and she's just like, all that candle wax. I mean, yeah. And so Shoko barges in out of nowhere, and so she's just like, we got a problem. Like a fat one. I'm doing my best at the moment, but she's way too powerful. And so Toko's like, who? And Kyoko's just keeping her silent. And so Shoko takes a deep breath, and she basically says, some girl named Madaka. And so yeah, basically they're dealing with the raging war god mode Madaka. That's pretty much lurking around at the moment. So that's basically where that's coming in. And we get to the last act 5. I think I'm losing counts. Anyway, we get to Act 5, and now this is the part where I will warn you, if you don't like hearing things about child abuse in a way, you might wanna maybe skip this part if you just don't want to hear it. I get how it's uncomfortable, but as I said before in one previous video, I want to tackle Kotoko's story in a way I think it's usable and not necessarily handled in a way, you know, the official Danganronpa did with UDG. So this is going to go into that territory. So if you're not comfortable with this stuff, then this will probably be where we part ways. But if you are, let's continue on with the story. So basically, Kotoko called up, you know, Jay and Konako because they can't do anything at this moment because they have bombs loaded strapped to their wrists. And so she's just like, glad you came by, demons. And I'm just like, we didn't have a choice, you kill us. And so Kotoko's just like, ah, don't be like that. It's just like ants eating their own. It must be done for the good of everyone. Now, your task is very simple. Konako, it's playtime. And so Konako just like, what are you suggesting? And so she basically takes off her shoes, takes off her one of her socks, and she's basically just like, I want you to be a good kitty and lick my feet. And so Kotoko just sits on the mat, and she just like, come here, kitty, because if you don't, you go boom. Now, what's it gonna be? And so both of their wristbands are starting to just straight up beep like it's about to explode. And so I'm just telling Konako, I'm just like, Konako, you don't need to do this. Konako just like, I'll do it. We just got back together. We go through this together. And so Konako gets down to her feet and then just start licking her feet. What? For all you feet people, you might just like this. As crazy as this is. She's like, oh, don't stop this, Jay. You'll die if you do. And so Konako just continuing on to basically lick Kotoko's feet. And she says, that's a good kitty. Suck on my toes too. Ah, this is so comforting. Jay, how does it feel that she's giving special attention to someone else other than you? That she loves me more than you? How does my feet taste, Konako? And so Konako doesn't say anything, but then her wristband pretty much beeps again, trying to force her to say something. And so Konako says, it tastes good. like strawberries. And so Kotoko just like, you're so adorable like this. And at this point, I'm just getting mad as hell, 100%, just getting pissed off about this. And Kotoko just adds to it, just like, I haven't washed my feet either. So it's good that you're giving him a good wash, kitty. Say thank you. And so Kotoko says thank you. And so it's just so messed up. So basically, Kotoko is just like, I had to be like this too, you know, doing things I didn't want to, all because of you demons. I mean it, Jay. You'll die if you move right now. And so she's basically preparing for something that even I wasn't expecting or ready for. And then she kicks Konako's face and she falls over. And then Konako just basically goes onto this insane, weird place. And basically she's just like, everyone is going to learn what being a toy really is. And then she stomps on Konako's head over and over, and Jay can only just watch. She's just like, you don't get it. I had to suck things I didn't want. They passed me around like a cheap toy. They tore open parts of me I didn't even know about. And she keeps stomping on her until Konako is bleeding. No one saved me. I had to save myself from the adults that had their way with me. My mom and dad didn't care unless it's for a profit. I was begging for it to stop, but they kept saying gentle, 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 gentle! And she gives a heavy stomp. And so she's like, you love this demon? You love doing things I had to do? These effing shitty, disgusting things? I hate it! I hate everyone! And so Kodako starts calming down, finally, after stomping the hell out of Konako. And so she's like, finally back to her normal self. But she's really tired now. And so she's just panting like crazy. And so Kodako is just like, phew, I was just acting after all. And then starts to leave. And she says, when I exit, you can do whatever you want. I still have to think of some motivation for you in particular, Jay. And so Kodako finally leaves to the room, outside the room. And I just straight up rushed to Konako's side. And she was just bleeding out on the mat. And Konako just started breathing hard from losing a lot of blood. I'm just like, Konako! That effing girl! No, I can't think about her right now. I need to get my girl to the infirmary. Just hang tight, baby. You see where I'm trying to take this? Instead of, I think what I should do with Kodako's story, because she will be majorly somewhat the main bad guy of this season. Instead of like getting revenge in a violent way, she's gonna get revenge by acting out the same thing that she did basically with herself from her past to everybody else. Kind of like how she did Komaru, except this is gonna be in a way worse way. And yeah, we'll just basically play off that. Her job is basically make you uncomfortable as hell and basically have even more crazier things to happen. Because I already have another punishment for myself when I have to end up doing this, just like Konaka had to. So yeah, it's gonna get crazy. But yeah, that's where I want to take Kodako's character until we get to the point where it's all solved and fortunately, you know, whatever. But that's pretty much where I want to go with this one. So I know it's a bit uncomfortable, I know it's a bit weird, and I know it's a bit crazy, but this legit, I feel like would be, or should be, how Kodako should feel about what happened to her. Especially with how she was in the game and how they portrayed it. But yeah, definitely, there's a lot to unpack with this first episode, but hopefully you didn't enjoy it nonetheless. And yeah, there is definitely already have some ideas going for episode 2 of season 3. So yeah, look forward to, so hopefully you'll look forward to it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy my screaming just a little bit. And, you know, slightly losing my voice. But if you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification on your way out. Because if you don't hit the subscribe button, I'm going to have Kodako stomp on you. And it's not going to be a nice time. And then you can also follow me on Twitter if you like. And you can also follow me and support me on Patreon. And I think I'll bring Ko-Fi back too, as well. and Cash App because I think PayPal is doing like a fee thing, which is weird, and they shouldn't do that, but they're doing it anyway. But anyway, I'll bring those. I think I should bring those back, but still, nonetheless, again, follow those instructions. And yeah, this is your boy Jay. Sign off. Have a blessed day.